So I told you that I would let you know when they say it's thick enough to hold its shape on a spoon. It gets hard to stir when it gets to that point. So I think this is kind of what they mean. I don't know. I just saw this on the internet. When it doesn't drip off, it just kind of stays that way. That's what we're shooting for, I think. So it's very cinnamony, sugary, and clovey, and it smells wonderful. And I've got the hot bath ready. My husband should be in any second because he takes over for the canning part.
We're giving our jars a little quick sterilization bath. We put our jars, a few, into our hot bath. Or actually all we're doing is just sterilizing. I know they've been washed, I know everybody's took care and whatever, but we sterilize these in boiling water for a minimum of 5 minutes.
But only like an inch and a half.
And all you need in there is enough water to create steam, so about 1.5 inches of water, no more than 2 inches. Alright, so we got our lids hot. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put our applesauce in our jars.
Not applesauce, apple butter.
Apple butter. These apples are so tasty. They have a little bit of sweet tart to them. Remind you of a Granny Smith apple. A lot of people say to leave a 1/4 inch in the top of these jars, allow a little bit for expansion. I like to leave a little more than that. Alright, I'm taking a little bit of a damp paper towel, wiping around the tops of these jars, removing any of the fruit, anything that might have gotten on there. I want it just as smooth and as clean as possible. Now, we're going to start putting our lids on.
Which I've boiled in a small pot, by the way.
Right. We heated these up. Basically, you're not boiling them. All you want to do is heat them up to soften that seal. And that seal is good and warm.
I thought we were doing it to sterilize.
No.
Okay. Good to
It will, because the water's so hot.
But it's really just to soften that
Right.
rubbery seal.
Right. Alright, now we're putting the rings on. All you want to do is run these down and get them good and snug. You do not want to tighten them. They just run them down and snug them. Seats the seals. Now, our water is coming back up to temperature in a hot bath. We're going to go straight into there. Now, a lot of these got air in them. And a good part of this is to force the air back up to the top. That'll give us a little more room. But this will expand when you heat it up. So we had 7 jars out, we're putting 7 jars in, and we probably got maybe 7 more jars, 6 or 7 more of our apple butter to do. But we're going to do these. We'll leave them in there. We'll give them a hot bath. There's our jars. Our water has come up to a boil. So 10 minutes from now, so we will take them out. So you can see all the moisture built up in the steam. That's what you want. We're getting our jars out. And as discussed previously, how this jar lifter, you catch it under the lip of the jar. Notice there's a good bit of moisture on top of these lids. Don't worry about that. It'll, as the heat of these, that'll evaporate off. All right, now our water is still pretty warm. We're going to put our next set of jars in there. Get these sterilized.
And then you just repeat the process.
And all these are canning jars. However, these two are smooth outside, which means this still has some label glue. These are repurposed jars. I'm just going to use these two to show you that you can use those things that you find or on the store shelf that has whatever one of your favorite products. We're relocating these for counter space. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you have an indentation that's outward like a convex. You may can see it in this one. You got a little
Hold
lip.
it down a little bit.
Got a little lip here.
So
got
it's
this
sticking
little
up a
raised
little.
indentation there. And since we've got these out, they haven't been out 3 minutes. And this one is already.
Down a little bit. Yep.
This one is already sealed.
So it goes
There
and
was-
it goes down.
Yep, you will hear them pop or click, metallic click when they
Now,
seal.
is it
And
bad that that one clicked so fast?
no,
Okay.
what it's doing is it means you got a good seal, it's got a good vacuum, and it's ready for the shelf. Once it cools. What I like to do is once they click and they all cool, I'll tighten those rings down a little bit.
Okay.
Just in case somebody bumps a jar and it potentially could knock that seal loose, and then your jar will go bad.
Okay, 7 things you can do with apple butter while we wait for the jars to pop. Number 1, put it on toast. Number 2, stir it into oatmeal. Number 3, top your pancakes and waffles with it. Number 4, use it instead of pumpkin or applesauce in recipes. Number 5, set out a bowl with a cheese plate. That sounds really good because it would be kind of like the fig spread thing. What was that? Number 6, swirl it into cakes or cupcakes. And number 7, brush it on chicken or pork during the last few minutes of cooking. I don't know how good that would taste with chicken. With pork, I guess it would be okay. Anyway, 7 things. Yep. And that is the sound that you wait for, that little pop. Oh, you're not supposed to press them.
I'm not, I'm just running my finger over them. Just the coolness caused that.
Anyway, that's the sound that you want. If they don't pop ever,
You can reheat them and let them in another 10 to 12 minute bath and then see if they seal. But beyond that, put it in the fridge and go ahead and eat it.
so that, my friends, is what you do with apples. We get our apples for free, as I said before, from our local state park because they have an orchard, and they allow locals to come, or actually anybody, to come and pick as many apples as they want, as long as we don't use them for commercial purposes. So we will have about 14 jars of apple butter, and we've got frozen apple slices. All I did was cut up the apples, put them in the freezer, and I put about 4 or 5 cups per bag because that will make 1 9-inch pie, actually 5 to 6 cups. So yeah, easy peasy, and anytime I bake a pie, I can just pull out a bag and I've got my apples. We eat a lot more apples than we do apple butter, to be honest. Apple butter is very sugary sweet, and not all of us in this house have sweet sweet teeth. Anyway, we're gonna finish up this project and we will see you later. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.